Hi, I'm Nikki. I am the daughter of a murdered woman, and this is part 3. My God, I'm already losing track. So where we leave off? CPS. Lord have mercy. I am just ripped from my home at 2 a.m, thrown into the back of a cop car, where my little sister is telling me, Poppy killed mommy. Then her dad comes in, being all weird, feeling on me, making me feel weird. Now I'm in foster care. Well, then I go to the police station for a while, sit on a bench in a hallway, and then I'm in foster care. I have no idea what's going on. I remember them waking us up. It must have been afternoon time. And I don't really remember much of that day. And I want to honestly tell you that day came and went. I remember my mom's family started to arrive. I remember my Uncle Lance being really weird, I've never seen this man cry, and he was crying and looking at me really weird. But nobody would told me what had happened yet. I just knew something wasn't right, but I had no idea. I was so oblivious. I want to say it was the day after. So in my mind, I'm thinking it was July 10th when I'm finally escorted into a building, into a room, to a circle of chairs. Like there's a circle of like pull chairs, flip chairs, and there's some toys, some blocks, and little toys that are on the ground, and my sister instantly runs to the toys and is like starting to play on the ground. And I sit in a chair, and there's all these people I don't recognize and all these chairs around me, and the only person I recognize is right there, and it's Russell Bennett Peterson. And that's when he tells me that my mom is gone. Gone as in dead. I'll never see my mom again. And they will have him tell me that in front of I felt like I was on stage. I had an audience for my first real big mental breakdown. I'll never forget it. The floor fell out from under me, and I watched all these people just observe. And I know they're probably cops watching him. That was the worst day of my life. Up to that point. It probably still is, but they'll take me back to foster care. My sister and I will go back to foster care. That's when, my mom's family starts arriving again, and now they're talking to me that my mom, everybody's not sneaking around the corners to whisper about it. It's known my mom's dead. They're planning the funeral. They are planning my mom's fucking funeral. It's supposed to be on Wednesday. We're on Saturday. Saturday or Sunday. We're on the weekend. It was a really surreal experience those next couple days as my family figured out in the court how to get me released from CPS prison. My dad, my grandma, and my Aunt Kathy will all go to court testifying for custody for me. My dad will win custody. And because Russell Bennett Peterson was never charged in 1993 with the murder of my mother, he will retain custody of his daughter, Christina. Okay? So, that's July 10th, like I said. I don't really remember a lot. I knew I was going to live with my dad. I knew my dad packed up my room. I knew I was really concerned about what happened to my dog. So my dad went to the Sedona Humane Society and found my dog and got my dog. I don't ever know what happened to the cat, but he did get my dog for me. That dog was very important to me. And within days, I'll be in Phoenix. I know that my little sister is there on Wednesday for my mom's service. I know that. This is my mom's obituary. This is an original. It's an original. It's very, very precious to me. It's my everything, but I'm going to read it to you. Stephanie Marie Wassilishin, 32, of Sedona, a pastry chef, died July 9th, 1993. She was born in Chicago. Survivors include her daughters Nicole Lee and Christina Courtney, mother Bernice, stepfather Reginald Evans, 3 sisters, 2 brothers. Visitation is 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday at the Northwest Mortuary, with scripture service at 7 p.m. So that Wednesday, I'll say goodbye to my mom for the last time. I'll get a private viewing with my little sister. It was a lot of blue. They made her look like this picture. She was wearing a blue dress, blue makeup, blue flowers. There was blue everywhere. And for a long time, I hated the color blue. Blue carnations. To this day, almost 31 years later, I have a memory box somewhere with carnations from my mom's funeral that I put in it, sealed it, and it's still sealed as a time capsule. I have not opened it. They're probably dust by now because it's been shaken and moved, and that was one of the most, when you say it was like a dream, you have and it, you have something that happens to you and it feels like a dream. That was the day that felt like a dream to me. It didn't feel real. Like, I couldn't believe that my mom, who was so vibrant, and like, my mom was now like, she looked so alive. She looked just like this picture. And my little sister even like reached out and touched her in her casket. I remember telling her, don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't touch her. My little sister touched her. I was full aware I was looking at my dead mother. I don't think it dawned on my sister really what she was seeing. It was devastating, but I'm very happy that I had that private moment and they didn't make the children experience that with the rest of like everybody else. For that, I'm thankful. I'll never forget it. They're images that are ingrained in my head. After that, the next big event I remember will be July 26, 1993. So we're looking at what? 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks later? And the reason why I remember that is because that's my 11th birthday. The birthday I was supposed to get that TV. Remember that, guys? I was so excited for that TV. Yeah, I didn't get it. Instead, I got a dead mom. And I didn't know what was going on. My world had just flipped upside down. Now I'm living with my dad and his girlfriend, because the girlfriend is now back because of this whole tragic experience. Now Betty slithered back in with her kids. And my whole world is flipped upside down. I don't really remember much. I know that I would be in 6th grade and they got me enrolled in school. And I remember I was very unhappy. I remember blacking out. I blacked out a bunch of all of them. I barely remember high school. I didn't even do drugs then. I really don't remember a bunch of junior high. In the years after my mother's murder, I remember very little. But the next big event I can tell you about will be Christmas 1993. And why I remember that is because it's like one of the first times I'll see my sister again after the funeral, because she'll go to live with her dad, I'll go to live with mine, and c'est la vie. I remember Christmas sucked. I didn't like what they made me wear. I had really short hair because my mom had like cut it off right before she had died. So it was like it was that awkward length where it wasn't a cute bob anymore. It was just, I didn't feel good. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like where I was. I didn't like anything, but I was at my grandma's house. I was happy to be there. And my little sister was there, so it was cool. But I won't see my sister again for another 6 months. Stay tuned for part 4, because that's the end of part 3.